Happy New Year, everyone! If you want to know my thoughts on last year, this pretty much nails it. I wonder when was the next break. Hopefully it won't be too long, because right now we're about to get heated up in this Kingdom series. This arc is already getting intense, and this is one chapter that you can say you don't need action whatsoever to get hype. I thought this was a hell of a chapter just by talking, the progressions, and the tension that really delivers tremendously. I never thought this would actually get me so amped up, at the same time got me so shocked. It's actually going to be much larger than what we ever thought. This arc is really shaping up to be one of the best, if not the best, and that says a lot for this series. The chapter begins with Olsen pretty much getting more hyped up, going through Cairo 10's narration on the whole situation, on how they're gonna handle this war and how they have planned this thing, even with the fake supply. And it all relies on Olsen, because this is every small detail that he has to carry forward. He is the supreme commander, but it only reinforces on why he's chosen to be this position, because it just shows you how intellect he is. If you remember the Correlation War, he is really thoughtful about his war plans and how to fight back, as well as how to utilize the mentality of his enemies. He understands his troops in terms of how to keep them reserved for the war rather than try to push them forward and lose their momentum, their prime state, because everybody needs to be at their best. They need to be 100%. So even to the point where the rain starts to come in, that shows you that Olsen is aware of everybody, how the weather is something that they have to stop. They cannot go fight through the rain, walk through the rain. It cannot do anything with the under the weather, because it's something that's just gonna slow you down. This is logical reason, but it just shows you that Olsen is very intellect. We could trust this guy. We could trust his well-being, especially the reaction from a lot of troops. Nobody understands what Olsen is thinking about taking a break until they realize it's raining, and then they finally put the puzzle together. Olsen is fully aware of the weather, and it gives you the idea that yeah, he's definitely a supreme commander. He's definitely worth it, which is rather funny, because one of the Conkeys guy was bad mouthing Olsen like, well, he has a tummy ache when the rain happened, and then you see the tent, he's like, whew, it's a good thing we stopped, huh? One of the moments that this chapter did so well is to build up the tension and build up that suspenseful feeling that you don't want them to know that the Queen's army are coming at them in an ambush sort of way. So when you get to that part with Sun Shuiju talking to his men about the situation, everything seems normal, except for the part where they find out about the 5 spies in Kinan has disappeared, or something that makes it very suspicious. Unfortunately, Sun Shuiju could actually put the whole puzzle together in one spot, and that's where the trouble comes in. You can see how the panel works out, giving that suspenseful feeling like, oh no, please don't find out, please don't find out. It's the way that really addresses so well. It gives you that vibe of not wanting them to know the trick behind Olsen's and his troops are playing are going to be revealed, and the ambush won't come out 100% successful. And unfortunately, they got the idea, realizing that this is a trap, realizing they have been fooled. It just makes you feel like, no, you don't want to see it happen. And when he find out the truth with that one big panel, then you're like, damn it, they found out. And that's where they had to report to Riboko about the situation has been changed. It has been hidden all this time. It's not like Olsen is in deep trouble right there, but it's not like it's going to be in their best favor. However, that's where it changed at the very end. But before I go, I have to address the art in this chapter. I thought this chapter is really nicely drawn, especially the reaction, the suspenseful feeling. And then you got this last piece of the chapter, which I find it to be incredibly appealing, especially the way how they keep you building up that suspense, that rising tension, because the reaction you see from a lot of different characters, it keeps building up so much, up to the point they have a narrator to describe without giving exposition from the characters themselves, saying like, I'm the messenger from this, I'm a messenger from there or not there. The way of the writing is not going to make it presented well if you let the character do the exposition, but instead you let the narrator take it from there and actually explain what makes this significant than any other messenger moment that usually comes by. So when we got to the last part of the chapter, this is where everything of suspenseful feeling, where the visual, where Hara put a lot of effort in to make that plot twist so significant. When we got to the part where the messenger comes to the Olsen and Olsen tells them to destroy it after it, and this is where everybody get the gasping feeling. This is like, holy crap, what is going on? And then it doesn't tell you right away because it goes to Zhao army and it continues with that trend with their reaction, but with no words. You just don't know what the hell are they thinking, what are they so shocked about, and it just gives you that feeling like you really want to know so bad, and it keeps you a couple of pages to so anticipated to see what is the answer, what is the reveal, what is the big deal. And when the big deal comes in, it really makes you go, holy crap, this arc has gotten insane. The army of Yan has arrived and they're going there to take down Riboku and his men, pretty much trying to take over their lands. So now we have an invasion coming out of nowhere by the Yang army, as well as the one that's leading them happens to be the guy that Olsen was dealing with back in the Correlation War, Ordo. If they meet each other, would they have a rematch, or they would just let it slide and take down Riboku and his men, and then they could fight each other off? Because I can see that happening. I don't know what could happen, but the fact that they come into this play at the very last moment before the fateful day, it just gives you that sense of feeling like this is like a Correlation War 2.0, only it's just 3 states. This arc cannot get more intense than it needed to be, and it just keeps on brewing so many new developments. This set piece of action that's about to happen is going to be insane, it's going to be exhilarating, it's going to be mind-blowing. Right now the odds is against Riboku, and I don't even know how they could even manage to survive against these two huge army. I don't know what's the position between Yan and Quinn. Whatever it is, it's just not going to be that simple, and it's not going to be that friendly. This chapter didn't need no action to be such a great read, and this was a hell of a chapter to read through. This is the first chapter of the year, technically speaking, and this was one hell of a way to give us something to look forward to the next chapter. I'm giving this chapter a 9. I like when the chapter can do without action, and yet it can be so good even without anybody just swinging their swords or anything like that. This is one of the reasons why Kingdom does such a great job, and this is the reason how Kingdom managed to survive this long. Of course, there's other reasons. I like to think that one of them is just the appealing quality that the series contained for such a long time. I'm sorry that I took a long time to make a review for this chapter. I am going through a lot of things, and not a bad things, just a lot of great things on my personal life. It's just right now I am still kind of working on it, but I'm really going to be excited to see all this whole new build up for myself. But I am definitely moving forward, and I am definitely going to continue the way you see today. Hopefully this is something that is going to work well with me, as well as bring the comfortability back to me, as the review seems to be more enjoyable as I do the format that I am doing today. This arc is already getting intense. What do you think is going to happen next? Do you think Orson and Ordo are going to have a bitter reunion? Do you think they're going to even work together? I think they're just going to roll with it, but we'll see how that's going to unfold. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care, and please no more break for this series. Please.